What's up? What's up? What is popping? Happy Tuesday, isn't it? I was gonna stream tomorrow, but I decided, you know what? Let's do it right now, guys. There's no time like the present. No time like the present. No time like the present. I have been diligently working in the editing mines. I have the Leadhead segment ready to rock and roll for tomorrow. And yeah, I figured now would be a good time as any. I'm sure that KP is going to delete her video soon, so we might as well take advantage of the time that the good Lord has given us, you guys. Good Lord has given us. So let's get started, shall we? Let's see. Hush Girl is here. Don't smoke in bed. I know. You said that you were busy, and I was like, perfect time to stream. That's exactly what happened. Casper is here. Cat and Way. Inferiority complexes. Fox Rainer. Lesser Older Tales. Foreskin Quilt. Let's go. Ren. Darkstorm. Dopamine. CXTE. GXTS. Starshine. Jerbear. Doodling. Ding Dong. Welcome to the stream. Casper Barrett, Pumpkin Pyrite. We have Evil Malcolm. Hell yeah, let's go. Tabby is here. Dairy Rose. DZ was trying to get Taco Bell. Again, I set my streaming schedule to whatever is most inconvenient to most people. This is true. Spiky is
Malcolm
here.
has all the IQ of a baked potato,
yeah.
so no, I don't think so.
Congrats on buying TikTok famous king.
Let's go. Thank you for the $1.99. I appreciate it greatly. Let me get in here so I can get my emotional support soundboard, guys. Everybody witness. Thank you, Ken. Bimbo Moth is here. M. Dally is here. Connor is here. We also have... Let's see, who else do we have in here, guys? Heike. We have Glenn. Let's go. Elle is here. Happy birthday, Elle. Gabby is here. Max is here. Miss Jasmine is here. Lenola Cola is here. Emery, Rat Bastard, Joe Mama, Wax Pet, and we also have Ziestro. Oh, I jumped. Sorry. I'm going back. Dabby, Dopamine, Junie, and Noodle Sandwich. My Girlfriend is the Moon. Very cool based. Jaunty and Roasting Potato. RV. Thai Class Studios. Goat Cato, unfortunately. Ditzy Dyke. And Amber the Indifferent. Usagi, of course. Usagi, of course. I just said Usagi, everybody chill. And Mangosteen Serpent. Let's go. Let's go, lesbians. Let's go. Yeah, congrats to everybody for surviving the rapture. That's very cool of us, you guys. Very cool of us. We are also taking bets on whether or not this video gets deleted. I'm doing 5-to-1 odds. If anybody wants in on the betting pool. If anybody wants in the betting pool. Doing 5-to-1 odds on that guy, guys. 5-to-1. Okay. So let's begin with our TLDR. Let's play catch up for everyone who is late to the party. The other thing that I think I'm going to do is, as it is necessary, we can go and get clips. So this is something that I have covered pretty extensively. Let's make no jokes about it, you guys. I have covered this pretty extensively. You can certainly go and watch all of my previous content at any time, preferably later, so you can stay and enjoy this content with me. So let's see, guys. Where do we begin? This all starts long, long ago in a galaxy far away. iLoveKPALot is a YouTube content creator who did a lot of brony stuff, right? We did a lot of brony stuff. That was kind of her vibe here. That's what was going on. I would say roughly, probably like the beginning of May. I want to say it was the very beginning of May. It was either the 7th or the 8th. iLoveKimPossible put out this video. And iLoveKimPossible was working on this video in the background for close to 6 months. She and I had shared DMs about this. I'm not really a DM leaker, but I think this is rather interesting. I wonder if she's deleted. all of our DMs, but I'll take a peek here while I continue to yap. So in May, iLoveKPALot decided to post this hit piece, this magnum opus that she's been working on for a really long time. And the person that was the prime target of this hit piece was supposed to be this guy named Chris, who worked for some kind of company called DA Games, and it was like a YouTube company or something like that. Now, Chris and KP go back quite a while. Chris used to work for KP, and by work, I mean helped with YouTube stuff. KP tells a tale in her YouTube video about this guy named Chris, and they went to a convention together, and they shared a hotel room together. And KP presents in her video that Chris masturbated and then ejaculated into her underwear while they were sharing a room together at this conference, which is quite disturbing if you think about it truthfully. It later comes out that that actually was not true. That actually never happened. That was a story that Chris told, a stupid, like, dick measuring story he told to his friends. And this did not actually happen. And this story was only told to, like, a handful of people. KP presents this dishonestly in her video, of course, implying very heavily that Chris did, in fact, do this. And this is a lovely sidebar into someone who Chris is working with, or was working with at the time, named Saberspark, or had associations with Saberspark. And mind you, the allegations that this is from Obama's first term of presidency. Okay, so these are old allegations, and we decided to bring them up, rise them from the dead, resuscitate CPR, staying alive style, to bring them out in May of 2025, when this happened in like 2018, okay? So Chris was pretty tight with this guy named Saberspark, and Saberspark was an old brony YouTube content creator, and there was an anonymous allegation that Saberspark in 2015-ish sexually assaulted a woman at a brony conference, not once, but twice. Now, these allegations were haphazardly tacked on to the end of this video. A majority of this video was about aficionado Chris and DA Games. Saberspark was tacked on at the end because the allegations came out conveniently around the exact same time that KP was making her video on Chris. Lily Orchard is also mentioned in this video. For some reason, there wasn't a single person that was not mentioned in this video. I'm surprised that Chris Chan, the man, the myth, the legend, was not mentioned in this video as well. It was just kind of a clout grab. And so KP decides to premiere this video. This video does terribly. There's horrible jokes, horrible bits, horrible memes. It does not go well with her. She deletes it within 24 hours. During the live premiere, Courtney Orchard, the fabled, was in the live chat premiere arguing with sexual assault survivors about the validity of their sexual assault. At the time, Courtney and KP worked together pretty closely, and there was even a segment in KP's original video where Courtney and KP talk about the idea of implied consent. And Courtney believes that if you believe that implied consent is a thing, you are a rapist. That's actually what got Courtney kicked out of Lyle Convoy's Discord server, ironically. Since this video just kind of nosedove right into the dirt and dragged KP's reputation with it, a couple of different things have happened. KP has gone on one very small YouTube channel's stream in order to answer questions or talk about it, which was very unsatisfactory. KP also, a voice clip was leaked where KP threatens the person who came forward with the allegations against Saberspark because this person was not defending the allegations hard enough. It was later exposed that the person who came out with these allegations against Saberspark was somebody by the name of Emu Emmy, and this person has a long, rich history of star fucking, and text messages that Saberspark was able to dig up in his, calculated response to all of this demonstrate that they were engaged in what would be essentially known as like a mutually like friends with benefits situation. And so for the most part, I would be comfortable in saying that the allegations are false, that the allegations are hearsay from, whisperings in the background from close to 10 years ago, and that all of the evidence that does still exist from that time period completely destroys any of the credibility of the allegations, along with all of the baggage that Emu Emmy brings with her, including star fucking, to get her way to the top, voice roles, things like that. Famously fucked the guy who did the Sonic voice and then asked him to do the Sonic voice while they were fucking. So her credibility in the garbage. KP's credibility completely in the garbage. And of course, this is the quick, watered down TLDR, you know, condensed version of this. If you want a more in-depth kind of lore dive, like I said, I have covered this extensively in the past, so I recommend that you check that out. Or, you know, your favorite content creator, Spin the Wheel, covered this at the time because it was a pretty big hit to KP. So KP has been silent, has been radio silent for a very long time now. Essentially since May. It is now September, so we took a pretty hefty hiatus, and KP has returned with a video titled Let's Talk. And as I said at the beginning, I am taking 5-to-1 odds that KP will delete this video by the end of the week. We have, what, 3 business days? I'm willing to bet in 3 business days this video is no longer going to exist. So that is, of course, why I scurried into live stream so that we could watch this. I have my alerts muted. We're just going to chug right through this, you guys, and then we will revisit after. But please don't be confused. I will certainly still take your money. You can always join the Discord if anybody wants to talk about this, including the illustrious, villainous, venomous, vile white woman herself, KP. I'm always doing call-ins, so you're welcome to join the Discord server and jump in the server call-ins. I'm happy to talk about anything, anywhere, anytime, any place with anybody. And then while we're here shilling, also make sure you check out the merch shop. There's hot new items in there for you guys. There's hot new items in there for you guys to look at. So that concludes my shill for the evening. The other thing that I think is interesting as well is in the midst of all of this drama, the person that caught most of the flack was this person named Bonk, and Bonk is deeply mentally ill, Twitter schizophrenic. But there was not nearly as much heat as I would have liked for KP, who is, mind you, almost 40 years old and knows how this goes when you throw your entire credibility on anonymous allegations from close to a decade ago. And there was little to no smoke for Emu Emmy, who has been evidently shown to be an attention whore starfucker who's willing to do anything to get her 2 seconds of fame. So let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and start this. Let's let the white woman speak for herself. The trial of iLoveKPALot begins now. The punishment for being a attention e-whore is death. So let's see if we find her guilty or not.
This video discusses sensitive.
Also, sorry for the jump scare, guys. All right. Let's lock in. This is only 10 minutes, so it'll just take us, you know, but a few moments to get through this, so.
Topics including grooming, power dynamics, and online harassment. Viewer discretion is advised. 18+ content warning. Do not harass anyone discussed in this video. Hi everyone, welcome to the video.
First impressions, I'm a really big fan of the sad KP avatar at the table alone. I think that's really emblematic of where we are. Love that.
For those who don't know me, I'm the YouTuber iLoveKPALot, which is a very long name, but I'm known as KP on online spaces. I mostly do Disney and cartoon and media analysis, but we aren't here for that today. Today we're here to talk about another video I did recently that didn't go over so well. The video was intended to be a conversation about problematic behaviors in online spaces.
Can I get a really sad OC to be on stream with KPs? Can we do that? Can I get a really sad... a very, very sad Malcolm to put right here? Oh, actually, you know what, guys? I think I have a sad Malcolm. Hang on. Hang on. Here we go. Let's get sad Malcolm on screen, too. Sad Malcolm needs to be present for this. I just have to take the background off of this, and then we're good. Hang on. So let me save this really quick. Is this a PNG? Is it transparent? Nope, I gotta remove the background off of this. Elevator music plays in the background while I do this. Give me 1 second. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be worth the wait. Sad Calm. Sad Calm is here. Okay, let me... Okay, are you guys ready? Let's get Sad Calm up here. Let's get him up here. I want an image. New Sad Malcolm. Okay. Browse. Sad Malcolm. Perfect. And then transform. Mirror. Horizontal. There we go. Perfect. All right, now we continue. We can continue, guys, now that that's fixed. That's much better.
community safety, especially concerning children, and my own experiences regarding certain YouTubers and content creators named in this video. However,
could she just like not hit the blunt before making this video? It sounds like she's very fucking high in here. Very fucking high in here. And Jasmine is here. Thank you, Jasmine, very much for the sad Malcolm. Everybody witness, please. Thank you. Thank you very much for allowing us to use this today.
even the best of intentions can go awry, and it's safe to say that mine certainly did, causing unintended harm and confusion in a situation where clarity and resources are paramount. The video in question went live on my channel in May earlier this year, being removed within hours of upload since I understood the message did not come off.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I have to put said Malcolm away for a second. So this says, I've heard concerns about the recent video and want to acknowledge that parts of it didn't land the way that I intended. While it was reviewed by several people, including CSA survivors who were comfortable with the tone, I now understand that others' experiences may experience it very differently, and that's valid. This was my first time covering a topic of this nature, and I'm still learning how to handle serious subject matter with the right level of care. I've taken the video down and am considering how to approach it more thoughtfully if it's revised. The intent was never to diminish anyone's story or experience. Thank you to those who provided feedback. I appreciate the chance to make the changes necessary to give proper respect to the material discussed. Now, mind you, I want to point out something really important here, and I think that this comes with a great warning to heed. Lio Convoy told KP that this was a bad idea, and I think that that says a lot. I think that says a lot. When Lio Convoy is telling you that you're about to biff it super fucking hard, I think that you should heed that warning pretty severely, okay? If you come to Lio Convoy with a predator hunting video, the world's most famous failed pedophile hunter, if you come to him with this and he says this fucking sucks, I think that it's time for I think it's time for a very serious reevaluation if you want to publish that video or not.
Off as what I intended. I haven't yet spoken on the issue publicly, choosing to take time and space to be able to address legitimate concerns of the video with a clear head and level emotions. For those of you who still have no idea what I'm talking about, earlier this year I released a video about the online actions of DA Games associates Chris Deficiados and Will Ryan, another YouTuber named Steven or Saberspark, and the association between them that creates a dangerous space for minors to occupy. Included in the video was my own testimony of interactions with Steven, as well as third-party testimony of additional interactions with Steven. The third-party testimony includes accusations of SA from a person named Emily, accusations I platformed on a video that in high
I will not be watching this for your birthday. I only have like 2 hours to stream this afternoon, so there's two things that I want to go over. But just because it is your birthday, the next time that I stream, I will watch the jar video just for you. Happy birthday.
Hindsight wasn't suited for testimony that heavy. Some other notable issues that were pointed out about my video was the tone. The general consensus was that the
Also, hang on really quick. I have to pause. Jazz, was your inspiration for this like the Pooner memes? Was that the inspiration for this sad Malcolm? Because if you Poonerfied me, I'm going to have to seek very serious reparations.
tone throughout the video was jokey, and that
And then this is also something that's really important to include in here as well, is that KP admitted that when Emu Emmy came forward with her testimony against Saberspark, the allegations that he sexually assaulted her, KP helped her write that. Not in like a let me, fix this with like typos and stuff like that, in the sense where she actually helped write it and phrase it so it would be absorbed better. And that is the most insane shit that I've ever heard in my entire life. Somebody comes to you with allegations of sexual assault and rape, and you decide that you want to rewrite it for them so it looks better in your YouTube video. That's actually fucking deranged behavior.
came across as making light of some serious accusations and conversations, as well as my social media postings leading up to the release of the video. My postings came across as bragging, clout chasing, and once again, that I was making light of a serious situation. I'd like to firstly apologize for anyone who was hurt by my tone, both throughout the video and on my socials. My joking and memeing was contained to my own experiences as I deal with my own trauma that way. I make dark jokes and make light of my own situations, something I didn't realize was not universal and might come off as if the tone pertained to anyone's experiences.
I'm just kidding, Jazz. I'm just being a hater. I do enjoy Sad Malcolm, but it is a little Poonerfied, but that's okay. That's fine.
That weren't my own. And I do want people to understand that it was directed at my own experiences, but I'm sorry that it didn't translate properly. Another thing I'd like to personally address is Courtney Pete and her treatment of another CSA survivor in the live chat of the video premiere. I've spoken to both Courtney and the
So, hi, I talked with Courtney and she doesn't seem like she wants to apologize. I'm sorry about that. And then the person says, "It is what it is. I appreciate you trying." And then KP says, "I wish I had a better update, but she has a death anniversary coming up, so she's got a lot on her plate. Sorry that I can't apologize for berating you in a live chat for not agreeing with my experiences as the patron saint of the raped. But you know, it's a rough week for me." I would like to truthfully say that I don't think that there's anything more revolting, disgusting, or vile for people to diminish the experiences of other people by citing their own experiences. Like, I'm sorry that you broke your leg, but I broke my leg way worse. I think that that kind of one-upping is actually fucking insane. And I think it's actually embarrassing that KP thought it was a good idea to include in this video that she had to ask Courtney to apologize for this behavior, and Courtney still refused. Personally, I feel like if somebody sent me a message and they were like, "Hey, the way that you said this actually really fucking offended me, and it was really inappropriate," and I agree that it was something that was inappropriate, and they had to grovel for my apology, I would feel like a pretty terrible person. I would feel like a pretty terrible person. So, yeah, and I think it is quite embarrassing that KP includes this to say like, "Oh, well, I had to beg Courtney to apologize, and she still would not do it." I think that's a little crazy.
Affected individual apologize on Courtney's behalf, and going forward, since she doesn't want to apologize herself, I'm cutting public ties with her. Well,
Cutting public ties with her. So you continue to find that behavior acceptable. Again, like somebody needs like to help KP with this. I offered, and I'm going to offer it again. I will do PR for I Love Kim Possible a lot for $1,000 a month. This you did not need to put in here. Literally, you should not say, "I'm just done publicly associating with this person." Are you fucking stupid? Because all that this does is say that, like, this is bad enough that I don't want the harm that it causes my reputation, but it's not a moral enough condemnation for me to stop cutting ties with this person. Like, if you truly think that what somebody did was that abhorrent, you would not fuck with them, period. It shows that you don't take that criticism seriously. It shows that you don't actually think that what happened was that bad or that wrong. You are only concerned so far in that it affects your brand. And that's what KP is. She's a superficial, fake, two-faced white woman. So she's about, you know, as deep as a fucking kiddie pool. It's not surprising, but like, why the fuck would you say that out loud?
I can't control the actions of another grown individual. I can control how and if she is associated with my work and channel. Now I'd like to take
Girl, you can kiss that shit goodbye. It's gone.
some time to go over my original intentions of the video, the conversation I wanted to start, and the messages that fell short. Steven, or Saberspark, employs an editor by the name of Chris, who owns a Discord server. Chris is also employed by Will, who owns the D8 Games Discord server. There are a lot of names to keep track of, I know. Will has a passive posting pornographic, racist, incestuous, and anti-Semitic.
Wow, I wasn't able to censor that fast enough. Yes, so this is all inappropriate. I completely agree that this is all inappropriate. And this is the problem that that I will continue to reiterate when it comes to these kinds of allegations and public callouts. When you guys start piling on like random shit, it takes away from the seriousness of the veracity of the actual things that are worth criticizing. So, for example, if you have proof that this guy is posting inappropriate images, porn, not safe for work content in the presence of minors and has no problem with it and continues to defend it and engage in it till today, why would you throw in like all this random shit that like really truthfully does not contribute at all to the veracity of those allegations? And secondly, why would you include yourself in this is to like tack yourself on to also be victimized? Because the big part of this, like a overwhelming majority of the video that KP did was focusing on Chris's behavior towards her, which she implies very heavily that Chris did in fact ejaculate into her underwear, and that never happened. That was a complete made up fabricated story. But in service to herself and trying to victimize herself in this situation and insert herself, she detracts from the very serious allegations that it may be very much so true that Saberspark does keep company with people who are unsafe around children and that he doesn't care about that. That's something that's worth calling out. That's something that's worth attacking. And that's something worth addressing that Saberspark should answer for. But unfortunately, what we got instead is that Saberspark gets to sidestep all of these legitimate criticisms and just say, KP's a lying whore because she is. Emu Emmy fucking lied because she did. And I didn't do anything wrong, because that's what people are talking about. When you self-insert yourself into very serious allegations to stroke your own ego and feed your victim complex, you do a serious disservice to the individuals who are actually victimized by these situations. situations, and you would think that KP would know that, but unfortunately she doesn't.
The content in both his and Chris's servers. His own server, the DA Game server, having children as young as 11, maybe younger, with access to these posts. Not only do children as young as 11 have access to this content, but there are also children as young as 12 given mod status. The same server also has a man accused of and arrested of child grooming. This is Will's own views on—
Yeah, so all these are perfectly valid things to attack people over. I completely fucking agree with that. However, let's be totally fucking real. You self-inserting that Chris, like, sexually assaulted you by telling a story detracts from that very seriously, because nobody's talking about any of this, KP. Everybody's talking about how you fucked everything up. That's what everybody's talking about.
How children should be interacted with online, with some 12-year-olds are more mature than some 40-year-olds. I'd like to point out that this is groomer mentality. This is the same sort of language used to make a child feel special and grown up when receiving inappropriate attention from grown people online or off. Not to mention that Discord's own terms of service state that the users must be 13 to even be on the platform, terms Will and Chris seem to be happy to help children break. How and why does this pertain to Steven? Well, frankly, I see an issue with the content creator employing—
And I would like to call attention here to Jasmine. Yeah, why didn't KP bring this up in her original video? That's a really good point, because you know what she did include in her original video? The anti-Semitic and racist jokes. And people can have, you know, different opinions on what they find funny. Humor is subjective, etc., etc., etc. However, let's be realistic here. If we are contrasting anti-Semitic and racist jokes to someone actually fostering a community where children and minors are being exposed to inappropriate, not safe for work material and arguably dangerous people, why would you even fucking include the former? The latter is more than enough to present. And again, it's just like, it's deranged. I don't know why. She was like too fucking high to comprehend what she was doing.
Someone who directly contributes to inappropriate interactions with children online by providing a space where it's normalized, welcome, and defended. I see an even bigger issue when that content creator has a history of posturing himself against child predators as being the voice that calls them out, but is fine to employ people who do this very thing he himself has condemned in the past. And
ironically, KP also will not denounce Loud Convoy, though he's done exactly the same.
it isn't as if Steven has no idea that this was going on under his nose. I myself had reached out to him directly and through at least 2 different people to look into the issue and do something about it. Despite my repeated efforts to bring this issue to his attention, Steven never spoke to me or commented on the issue.
And we went over all of these emails in one of the coverage videos that we did. The emails, the volume, the content, and the length of all of the emails, and the unprofessional nature of them themselves that KP was sending to SaberSpark would immediately get marked as spam and disregarded by any single person with the cognitive function of that over someone who's the age of 8. Because the emails were just insane schizophrenic rambling. I too would mark it as spam and delete it as soon as I saw it. And additionally, when she didn't get the response that she wanted from SaberSpark, she tagged him on Twitter and tried to continue this fucking spat or whatever the fuck. And then when SaberSpark responded, she was like, "Oh no, I'm being attacked. We can talk in private." I cannot rationalize why any of this was perceived as a good idea. The making another video, the trying to come back, the trying to double down, the trying to explain it, the schizophrenic emails, the including and alluding to a joke comment being something that actually happened. It's actually, I truthfully, I cannot explain it other than like drug-induced psychosis. Put the bong down, girl.
Meanwhile, he was supposedly talking to someone else about the same issue with third party. Not to mention the fact that Chris himself has admitted to and bragged about a literal sex crime that Steven brushed.
So let's see if we're honest about this. I was not going to acknowledge this, but that since the people I care about are dragged in the situation, I felt it best to make a statement. First of all, I want to apologize to them for what I said in confidence in the past. The joke I told was immature, appalling, and not a reflection of who I am today. It was conjured up out of spite and anger for someone who had mistreated myself and many close friends. In the past, it was only meant to be, quote, locker room joke for those who were also upset and burned by, quote, blue. It was unexcusable, and I'm sorry. Content warning, this next paragraph is inappropriate. The tasteless joke goes like this, quote, I was in a hotel bathroom sitting on the toilet, pleasuring myself when in the middle of ejaculating, I lost balance and fell, landing face first onto a pair of underwear which belonged to Blue. This is KP. This joke is not based in reality, and it never actually occurred, and Blue was told that when they were asked about this when they were asked about its validity. So we are including the screenshot here, and she just said right here that he's admitting to a crime. I'm sorry, telling a joke is not a crime. telling a really fucked up, inappropriate joke. And again, I don't get the joke. I guess you had to be there. I don't know. Though it be, this joke is tasteless, fucked up, inappropriate. This was about a decade ago. Chris admitted to it, apologized to it, didn't do it again, and only told it to like 4 different people. And she's going to continue to frame this as this is something that he actually did, which is, again, clinically insane.
Brushed off as the fact that Chris himself has admitted to and bragged about a little sex crime that Steven brushed off as a sex joke.
It is a sex joke. In the screenshot, I don't know if she's too high to be able to fucking read this, but he's admitting that it's a joke. In the recorded call that she recorded without Chris's consent, by the way, she got Chris into a call and recorded the whole thing without telling him and got him to confess that this was a joke and that he didn't actually do it. She literally knows, she has known for years that this was a joke and this didn't actually happen. And again, you can say, dude, it was a stupid joke, it was a fucked up joke. I don't get the joke, I completely understand. But you cannot continue to say that this is something that actually happened when you were present in the call where he said to your fucking face, it did not happen, it was a joke, and you provide a screenshot to back up this statement where you acknowledge it was a fucking joke. Like, she is actually still fucking lying. It's insane.
It should also be noted that in all of Steven's responses to the allegations, he has still not spoken on, condemned, or cut ties with Chris, Will, or Dia Games. And once again, for someone who not very long ago had plenty to say on whether Gabriel Brown was or wasn't a groomer, that child predation.
And the Gabriel Brown thing, I don't want to get into. That's, what's that guy? I can't remember all these fucking brony people's names, dude. It's, Black Griffin. Everybody wanted to say Black Griffin was a groomer and all this other shit. Black Griffin was like a guy who did My Little Pony voice acting. There was a girl that was, I think, on like the My Little Pony show or something like that, and she was very young. I think she was like 13 or something like that. And they worked together, and then they grew up and they got married. And everybody's like, oh, that's grooming. And there's no complaint from the girl. She's like, I wasn't groomed. I know what grooming is. I was groomed by my family. I wasn't groomed. We just literally grew up together and then got married later in life when I was of the age of consent. You can have whatever fucking opinion you want on that. I don't care. But pretending, again, that because he has a different opinion on this is indicative of a moral failing, I disagree. I think that if anything, saying that he's willing to keep company with this Will guy that owns the Discord server where he's making these inappropriate jokes towards minors, posting not safe for work material, saying that, 14-year-olds can consent and crazy shit like that, that's enough. We don't need all this extra shit, right?
Online is terrible, and he himself has been abused as a child. It seems odd that he has nothing to say about his own employees' child predation, even to condemn it, let alone him excusing masturbation onto a stranger's clothes.
And there she is lying again. This whore is such a fucking liar. Liar! It makes my blood fucking boil that she continues to reiterate this lie. Chris did not fucking jerk it onto your clothes, dude. It didn't fucking happen. It didn't happen. I know you want it to happen because you want more than anything to be involved in the fucking victims club, like the losers club. It's that you're already like the fucking president of. It's so infuriating to me that she continues to fucking lie. And again, it drives me insane that she did not get more heat from this. A lot of people went after Brody Fandone. A lot of people went after, the people that are tangentially involved in this and working in the background or whatever the fuck. KP lied knowingly, continues to lie, continues to misframe, actively helped reframe and rewrite the victim statement to make it more palatable to her YouTube audience, mind you. Like, literally anybody who continues to defend this whore, draw and quartered. Like, I cannot fucking handle it. I cannot believe that she's still fucking lying about this. I can't believe it. The screenshot that she showed in her own fucking video proves that this is a fucking lie. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I literally, she has to have been lobotomized at some point in her fucking life. I can't believe this.
A biohazard and sexual harassment as a joke. And now on to Emily.
And then she admits that it's a joke right there. It's not a sex crime. You're not the victim of a sex crime because somebody told a fucking joke about you, dude. That's not a crime. That's what she said. He committed a sex crime by telling a joke. Literally, fuck you. Literally, fuck you. It should have been you in the psych ward right next to fucking Brony Fandone because you are delusional. There is something wrong with your fucking head. You are insane, dude. Literally, institutionalize her. Jesus Christ.
In regards to Emily's testimony and accusations against Steven, she has released her own video that will be linked in the comments, and I encourage people to go watch it and hear her story from her own mouth. While I don't regret believing someone, I do understand that I wasn't the best equipped to be the person breaking a story like that to the public for the first time. When it came to other people's coverage of the situation,
I don't know about you guys, but like, maybe this is just a hot take. I don't think it's cool to be raped. I don't think that that's cool. I don't think that that's something that people should want. I don't think that people should like desire to be a victim of like sexual harassment or sexual assault. I think that's crazy. I think that's indicative that there's something seriously wrong that you need to look at and evaluate. I think that's crazy. I think that's insane. For privileged people to be oppressed is seen as some form of validation. Because KP's hardest struggle in life is choosing what strain of weed she has to buy at the fucking store. Because that's the hardest thing that she's ever gone through. Her concept of valid victimization is being the victim of a very serious crime. And I think that's insane. Why the fuck would you, like, deeply desire to the point where you are quite literally lying in your own video about it to say that you're a victim of a sex crime when you're not? Why? Like, what is this, the stolen valor of, like, sexual assault? This is insane to me. Like, this is like extreme Munchausen or something. I don't know what it is. It's insane. It's insane.
Whether or not they had spoken to me in person, a lot of my intent with the video and what I chose to platform in it was assumed. Concerns to me that are still much legitimate were and continue to be brushed off as clout chasing or jealous woman scorn mentality. People who have never spoken to me or heard my side of anything spoke with absolute authority on my
Oh, look, that's crazy. We know this bitch. We hate her.
intentions and desires. And people who did speak to me in person painted our conversations
Dude, that's so gay. My videos aren't in here. That's so fucked up. Transphobia.
with authority on my intentions and
Transphobia.
desires. And people who did speak to me in person painted our conversations in a different light when presenting them to our own respective audiences. This led
Painted them in a different light. Maybe don't fucking lie and it won't be a problem.
to a good number of people speaking down to me, harassing me, and sending me death threats largely based on the assumption that I was a bitter, jealous, stupid woman targeting an innocent, successful, intelligent man for the sin of not dating me. To which I'd like to respond by saying, Steven, I'm just not that into you.
Girl, it is so clear that you would quite literally fuck any dude that looked at you with even a modicum of lust in their eyes. Are you insane? Are you insane? We went over the emails, like literally go watch it. We went over the emails. We've heard the conversation that you had with Slug Entertainment or Slug Media or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Every single slight that is documented against KP is because she wouldn't let him hit it. She just would not let these guys fuck. It's like you quite literally are so worthless that you get all of your validation through perceived victimhood and wanting sweaty, greasy, disgusting brony guys to want to find you sexually attractive. It's like, I literally, no, dude, like, you are quite literally the Discord e-whore that they tell scary stories about, bro. Like, you're the reason that there's those PSAs where it's like, don't goon to e-whores. Because KP would be the kind of person that would kill your mom if you broke up with her. Like, let's be so fucking real here. If we're delulu enough that we will lie and show evidence that contradicts that lie in the same fucking video, you're gonna tell me that this bitch wouldn't kill somebody over getting broken up, okay? This is, oh my god.
The same brush was used to paint over Emily's accusations and intentions, with even less people speaking to Emily herself. More can be learned about her experiences in the video linked below. Steven, however, was given grace, room to respond, and direct personal support from the same people claiming to be an
Literally, Mr. Enter did like a 4 fucking hour video with Emu Emmy. And he literally says in the video, he's like, I didn't push back on her. I wanted her to be able to say what she wanted to say. It's like a 4 hour long fucking video. What are you talking about? Everybody just picked on the women. The women. Everybody hates women. Everybody hates you, bitch. Everybody hates you, okay? Plenty of people were willing to give, you know, Emu Emmy a platform to talk, and they did, mind you, many people did, and they let her speak unchallenged, even though she was quite literally trying to ruin somebody's life over allegations that were made up in a, it was revealed to me in a dream type fucking Looney Tunes way a decade ago. Nobody wants to talk to you because you're fucking high 24/7. There's never a good time to talk to you because you're so fucking high you can't put a sentence together.
an objective voice of reason throughout the situation. When given his own testimony on the accusations leveled against him, his own lapses in memory are not painted as proof of malicious lie. His own incorrect recollection of events, as proved by the screenshots he himself provided, are not painted as...
What were his incorrect recollections of event? He was the only one that provided any kind of evidence. And the evidence that he presented contradicted the claims that Emu Emmy made. That is the difference here. Sorry, I forgot. Women bad, man good, blah, 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 misogyny, stupid woman, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I forgot. That's what it is.
Proof of a malicious lie.
I mean, you say you pulled away from her for the next few months, but I mean, because I've seen your DMs with her. Yep. So if you pulled away from her, I mean, it wouldn't be for months, Saber. It would
Not
be,
months. I would say. I mean, I'd say November. No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting my the increments wrong. But it was. I would say for the rest of November.
His own admission of trying to force a woman to take a pregnancy test against her will is not seen as a violation of consent, privacy.
Proof that KP has never fucked. Proof that KP has never fucked. KP has never fucked. KP has never fucked. She's never fucked, guys. She's never fucked. Everything makes sense, okay? If you're smashing and the girl's like, I think I'm fucking pregnant, and you're like, okay, well, take a fucking pregnancy test because we got to figure out what the fuck to do. That's not... What are you talking about, right? It was a violation of her consent. It was a violation of her boundaries, and it was inappropriate. He's the hypothetical father of the fucking kid, you stupid bitch! Of course! It's half him. It's half his! The hypothetical fetus that never even came to fucking... It's half his! It's half his! And you're gonna pretend that she wouldn't just, like, fucking drag his ass to hell and back for child support? Oh, come on. These are the fucking insane women that will baby trap you. I swear to God, you guys. I swear to God, you guys. If you ever encounter a woman and she's like, I'm on birth control, I swear, you watch that bitch take the pill in front of you. You say, whore, show me your Nexplanon implant right now. Go and get your fucking service summary from Planned Parenthood. I want to see the date in black and white that you got the IUD put in, because bitches like this, KP would 100% poke holes in fucking condoms and then be like, you're asking me to take a pregnancy test? You don't trust me? Oh my God, that means I have to kill your mom and blow up your house. She's insane. She's insane. It's half of his fucking baby. He has a right to know. Okay, we're fine. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's fine, guys.
And bodily autonomy, but instead as a horrible event he was made a victim of by the girl he had targeted.
Men are victim of baby trapping whores. You would know.
Into the convention on a Sunday. I remember going over to her hotel, being like, I'm like, we have to get this test. Like, I need to know the answer before I head home, so I can know what's going on. I got the pregnancy test, came back, and I'm like, please, can you take this? And she goes, okay, because it was time's up, and she said, okay, I'll do it. And she took it, and it was negative. And I remember afterwards, I was like almost dumbstruck with relief. At that point, I started forming this opinion in my head where I'm like, did she just baby scare me to keep me in her life?
Yes.
That was the emotion surging through my head, along with relief.
Admissions of being where he was accused of being and when are not painted as plausibility that what he is accused of is true. Instead, is painted as proof that he is telling the truth and the accused victim is lying for clout.
She literally said the acts were consensual. She said that they were consensual and that she was uncomfortable afterwards. And because he did the awkward handshake thing. Like, dude, come on. I'm gonna peel my skin off and eat it. Yummy finger sandwich. Finger sandwich. Literally, I'm gonna fucking... I'm gonna smoke inside for this one, guys. I'm gonna get a cigarette and I'm gonna smoke right here. I'm gonna do it.
Objective coverage of what was supposed to be a serious situation, there seems to be a lot of sweeping for Steven. Standards that myself and Emily were and continue to be
If KP is smart, she'll delete this fucking video. I'm surprised that she's left it up for 5 hours.
held to are not standards that he needs to meet. So moving forward, how can we, as the online community, do better? What changes?
We can stop giving all of our credibility to KP. I know how the YouTube community can heal from this, you guys. KP can delete her fucking YouTube channel and get a real job. That's what I think.
What can we make to improve child safety or our fandom spaces? What kind of conversations should we be having? How about power dynamics and fandom spaces and the people that abuse them? Creators turning their fan bases into dating pools? Grooming behaviors passed off as normal internet interactions? These were the kinds of conversations I was intending to spark with my last video.
Spark. Get it? Like Saber Spark? Get it? Good one. No, you weren't trying to spark a conversation. You were trying to be the authority on a subject by self-inserting yourself into this and victimizing yourself. That's actually what happened. You were trying to get clout. You weren't trying to start a conversation. That's a fucking lie.
was my intent.
Another fucking lie. Jesus Christ.
Liar!
And with the end of the video, I'd like to close off with a note about accountability. Throughout the whole ordeal, I have seen a lot of people attribute
Accountability lessons from iLoveKPALot. Up next, morality lessons and how to be a good, wholesome, loving individual from Adolf Hitler. Stay tuned.
my lack of response to mean a lack of accountability, that I was avoiding the controversy and that I was trying to erase or ignore it. Something
I mean, yeah, because you went on Slug Media or Slug Entertainment, whatever his podcast is, with the fucking 10 people collectively that watched it, because you wanted to say that you said something about it. I bet she's gonna bring it up and be like, no, I did talk about it. Yeah, to the fucking 10 sub YouTube Andy, very cool. The former editor from Mama Max, mind you, very cool, very cool, very cool.
thing I invite the audience to think about is what accountability is, what it looks like, and what it isn't.
Okay.
Someone jumping to respond as soon as possible or through as many avenues as possible is not indicative of taking accountability, especially if
this is accountability, dude, I just want to be killed. I don't want a right to a trial. I don't want a right to representation. I don't want a right to any of this shit. I just want to be shot in the fucking head, dude. If this is accountability, is coming out and lying for 10 fucking minutes in your 1 HP voice, just kill me. Just kill me. Bring out the firing squad, guys. Put me down. Yip, yip, yip. I'm ready for my sleepy time shot. Put me in the forever box right now.
that response is to victimize / martyr yourself in the face of accusations and criticism.
Martyring yourself would be taking accountability, you stupid, pretentious fucking bitch. Like, yes, martyr yourself, because a martyr is persecuted for unjust reasons. A martyr is someone who dies or sacrifices themselves for a just and worthy cause. The just and worthy cause was internet whore clout fame that you wanted because somebody 10 years ago didn't want to fuck you. You're not a martyr. You are crucified for good fucking reason. You are not Jesus of Nazareth. You are the fucking thief that is hanging from the cross next to him. Your crucifixion was fully warranted. Your public execution was voted on by the masses. An overwhelming majority said, hang the whore. That is not martyrdom. That's not martyrdom. You are not innocent. Your persecution is fully justified. You literally qualify for the death penalty at this point. Oh my god. Please, 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 guys, please.
Accountability is stating whether or not you did something on its face, regardless of any intentions or effect, and without excusing yourself or attacking the accuser. Example, I made the original video. It was bad, and I understand that.
It's bad. What do you want me to say?
Jumping to dismiss someone as clout chasing and trying to justify why what happened isn't the word they're using is not accountability. It's obfuscation and defense. And you didn't need—
That's a big word for Elmo. Did you Google that one for your YouTube video? That is so cute. All that you exist. You are literally, if I open the dictionary and I see obfuscation, do you know what I see? I see your fucking ugly, busted ass avatar. That's what I see. Kim Possible. That's what I see, bitch. Obfuscation serves to deflect, to obscure your true nature and your true intent. Do you know what obfuscation is? It's saying this guy admitted to and committed a sex crime while showing a screenshot admitting that a sex crime did not occur. That is obfuscation. That is definitionally obfuscation, that you say one thing while showing contradictory evidence in the same millisecond frame of your video, you fucking demented cunt. Are you kidding me? She needs a legal guardian. She needs a legal guardian. The state needs to step in and take away this woman's right to vote, her right to drive a car, her right to fucking have a bank account, to have a YouTube channel. She needs to be under lock and key like fucking Rapunzel for the rest of her fucking life because she's so fucking stupid. She literally cannot function. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. I gotta chill.
need to defend something that didn't happen. Anyway, this was heavy.
Please let me know if you have any additional concerns. Oh, we'll certainly read the comments.
I'd like to thank everyone who stuck it out this far, as well as special thanks to my fans who allowed me the space to respond.
My fans. It's you in the four walls, crazy. We're Delulu. Are the fans in the room with us?
Before forming an opinion about my intent. In the meantime, I've tried to be positive, and I'm working on something that is not YouTube adjacent, and maybe I can share
Good. Get offline, whore.
it with you someday. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, this is my dog Toby. He's a little man. And he like
Your dog is so cute. This dog is so cute. This is the dog that she never takes outside to go to the bathroom, so it shits and shits and pisses instead of the house, mind you. She's too fucking high to take the dog outside to go to the bathroom. Justice for Toby. Free Toby.
to wear outfits. Decompress with him, and thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for sticking around, bucko. Literally, go fuck yourself. Or okay, let's look at the comments, shall we? Let's see what we have here. Oh, we've got Cartoonishi here. Let's see. Cartoonishi has to say, this is way more level-headed than I was expecting, and I appreciate the point about not giving you much grace. However, I have no clue why you put my video on screen to imply that I talked about you in a prior video. That's just straight up untrue. I didn't even know who you were before this all happened. She got hit with the, sorry, who are you? Sorry, whose number is this? That's so fucking funny. Literally, fuck you. This video is just awful. All that time, and this is what you come up with. The moment she deliberately paints Saber as the bad guy for ensuring pregnancy is real by a woman who refuses to take the test. Saber is the most responsible one in that story. Very true, very based. Who else we got in here? We got any other fan favorites in here? Someone archived this. True. How hard is it to take accountability? Here before she deletes it. Bro does not want to be sued. I also saw this screenshot earlier. This is super funny to me. Block. This is a chat GPT-asked response. Hi, KP. Fascinating response. In this comment, I will be encompassing the Saberspark/Emily situation because, as someone who did not cover on this topic, who did coverage on this topic, I think that there are some glaring omissions from your response. The DA Game/Chris situation is definitely off and weird. Profound statement. Thank you, Felgi. Namely, I find it off that you call bias coverage when you spoke with individuals making said, quote, bias coverage. Actually, Felgi, okay, Felgi gets the win on this one. This is actually a pretty good point here, everybody. This is pretty good. People that she talked to, like, they gave bias coverage of her, but not of Imu Emmy. Interesting point. Okay, good hey. Credit where credit is due. Let's cook, little Italian man. Let's go, mamma mia. You did make baseless accusations towards Saber, stating a, quote, polyamorous parasocial relationship, end quote, with fans that no proof has ever been shown of. I implore that you back it up. Another excellent point. Let's not just be throwing shit at the wall. Good point. Furthermore, you seemingly skip over the time that you pressured Emily to talk to save your own career because of the backlash you're receiving. Very true. She did blackmail. And I will reiterate what I said when we originally covered the call where KP tries to blackmail Imu Emmy into making a public statement to save her fucking pasty white ass that she chose to throw under the bus, okay? It's very lonely under the bus. She needed company under there. She literally sent Imu Emmy a blackmail message saying that she needed to come forward in order to save her own ass. And so let's take this really quick. There are two options. Imu Emmy was sexually assaulted. Imu Emmy is a liar. Either one of these could be true. Doesn't matter where the fuck you guys fall on the side of this. I think that Imu Emmy is a liar. That's my opinion. Okay. KP's reputation hinges on the validity of Imu Emmy's allegations. So from KP's perspective, she must believe that Imu Emmy was sexually assaulted in order for any of this to make sense other than her doing like crack or whatever. If you believe that Imu Emmy is the victim of sexual assault and rape, why would you ever dream of talking to somebody like this? If you believe that somebody is a victim of sexual assault, they have trusted you with their story, they have trusted your guidance, you've said, you can use my platform, I will get your story out there, blah, 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 blah. How dare you speak to someone like that if you believe that they are a victim? If anything, that shows your true nature, that you are a vicious, vile, deplorable, repulsive waste of a fucking human being, that you believe that somebody who is a victim of sexual assault that entrusted you with their story to help them get justice for this mistreatment and this horrible abuse, you dare to speak to that person that way. What an insufferable waste of space. What an insufferable waste of space. I think this would be a great time to bust out a Lio Convoy statement here, but unfortunately, I am pure in heart, so I will not do that. So, trust me, bro. How do you explain your conditions for working? How did you not know the real Lily Orchard when you were part of Josh Scorcher's friend group? It seems like you took the lost narrator's response to the first possible light. And this is something that, you know, in hindsight, there was a time and place when I talked to iLoveKPALot a lot, and it was in a very positive and friendly, lighthearted way. And one of the things that we talked about specifically was we talked about why she didn't roll on Lily Orchard sooner. And, you know, she brought up some things where she was like, you know, I wasn't really ready to confront it, whatever, okay? I should have been a little bit more critical with that, and that was my mistake, and I can own that. I should have listened to that a little bit more carefully. I should have been a little bit more cued in, and I should have pushed harder on that, and I didn't, and that was a mistake on my part, because I let that slip by me. I dropped the ball on that. That is my fault. I should have pushed harder on that. But something in hindsight, looking back on it now that I have perfect clarity because I can see the past, it's very interesting to me that iLoveKPALot was willing to overlook so much of Lily Orchard's behavior for so long. Even though it was in her fucking face, many people had brought it to her attention, and she continued to keep close company with and be friends with Lily Orchard because she quote unquote couldn't believe that her friend would do this thing. Where does that fit into this vindictive, burn it to the ground kind of Machiavellian, like I'm gonna fucking nuke the world because you pissed me off kind of thing in relation to Chris, who for all intents and purposes did one fucked up thing 10-ish years ago, said sorry, took accountability for it, and then never did it again? How do we square that circle? How can we have such high standards for those around us when we fail to meet the own standards that we set? How can we expect to ask, how can we demand other people to meet our virtue of distancing and disassociating from people that we perceive as bad or have done bad things when you have refused to do that yourself? I think that's really interesting. Too long didn't read. KP is a liar, a snake, extremely wicked, shockingly evil, incredibly vile, and she deserves every single shred of criticism and condemnation that comes her way. She deserves to lose her entire fucking channel, and she deserves to be bullied into the recesses of the internet for the rest of her fucking pathetic existence. And obviously, I disavow targeted harassment. Don't go and bother KP. Don't give her shit. You know, leave everybody alone. When I say bullied off the internet, I mean bullied off the internet, whatever. But yeah, fuck KP. That's what I have to say about that. Yeah. All right, wow, that was fun. That was a good little crash out, guys. That was a good little crash out. Let's see, guys. Let me go ahead and pop this guy back out. Thank you for being patient with me and allowing me to turn off my alerts while I kind of went through that. I really appreciate it. So let's see what we have here, you guys. We have Evil Malcolm for the 199. Congrats on being TikTok famous king. Casper, for the 2, the video will be raptured. I am so fucking pissed that we weren't raptured today because we had to see this video, guys. That sucks. Miss Jasmine for the 2. So why didn't KP bring this up in our OG video? Very true. Bylonic for the 499. It's the same thing as Oracle. They get giddy when people mistreat them because they get to participate in the victim label. Very true. It's a very typical trait of the lolcow. Awa for the 5. If KP was smart, she wouldn't have uploaded this in the first place. She is not smart. We've established that. JJ for the 5, what we've learned about what to do in the community. Seinfeld memes for sex crimes, accusations is a great idea. Very true. Kaiji for the 2, what a nice treat to start my vacation. Get her. Thank you, Kaiji. I hope that you're having a good vacation. Crook has become a member. Congratulations, Mamacita. Welcome to the harem. GG Free donated 5. This crash out deserves a cigarette for the both of us. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. And Casper for the 2. I feel like I've been hitting the head with a brick. That is what happens when you are around white women. So that we've got a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 witness. 10 witness, guys. 10 witness. Everybody witness, please. Beautiful, you guys. Very beautiful. Yeah, dude. What a pathetic waste of space, dude. A pathetic waste of space. Wow. Wow. I got like probably a half an hour left, you guys, before I have to go and do what I have to do. But I did want to spend a little bit of girl time with us this afternoon. Because I wanted to cover this before she nuked it, because I know she's going to. She's certainly going to. I know that she's going to nuke it, so I really wanted to watch this before it was too late, guys. I really wanted to watch this before it was too late. Yeah. Did you get an update from Beckett? Beckett said that he can talk next week. He has some stuff going on this week, so I'm not gonna bother him particularly. He said that I could DM him, but I don't want to do any of this shit over DMs. I really don't like doing any of this stuff over DMs. I would rather talk over voice chat. I find that talking over DMs is almost always a mistake. So we'll follow up with Beckett next week when he has time to discuss this over voice, because I just don't want to. I don't want to do it over text. I feel like that's terrible. I guess one thing that I can do really quickly, because I have been accused of lying, and I don't like that. Yeah, we're just gonna yap for a little bit. I have been accused of lying, and that irritates me.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Only 72 likas my liege.
Hell yeah, thank you for the 2, and thank you for bringing this to my attention, Casper. It's very important that you guys are liking the stream. Otherwise, I'm gonna do my white woman 1 HP voice. Everybody witness, please. Beckett was talking about the, what, Spockter? Ponder Sprocket, Pocket Rocket. I don't fucking know. Talking about that, and there was apparently new information that was leaked in one of the Toastify videos, and he said that it was just as bad as Jar and Cinny Bear. And I watched the video, and I don't know if I'm just fucking dumb, but I did not get that vibe at all. So I did not get that vibe at all. But I would like to show this. Feel free to clip and share. Feel free to clip and share. This is a clippable Malcolm moment, because I do my best to, like, I assume that when I'm messaging certain people that my DMs are not private. There are certain people that I message and I know for a fact that someone else is going to see them. So I am on my best behavior, so to speak. And one of those people is Gilded Poo. And Gilded Poo and I actually yap a fair amount, I would say, back and forth about a bunch of different things. And when we were on stream the other day, we discovered that when Gilded Poo claimed that he spoke to a lawyer about Jordan/Minty Heart, and the suggestion of Jordan recording it, Gilded Poo has made the claim that he spoke to a lawyer, and a lawyer said that that would be okay. So we were on stream and we were looking at this, and Gilded posted this image. And you can see in this image here that there's a phone number, okay? And right off the bat, you can see that this is just kind of, there's something weird about this. Because a lawyer is not going to give you text things like this, and a lawyer is never going to say, you know, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And so what the lawyer here says is that's what the statute says a household member can record in their own home. And immediately, and I said as much to Gilded Poo, and if I have to, if this continues to be an issue, I will release the logs because I know that he shows what I say to other people. So I don't like doing that, but I will, because I don't like people lying about me particularly. That actually really fucking irritates me because I have been nothing but patient and kind with people when they have questions. I'm happy to talk to them about it. I'm happy to explain, you know, my thoughts, my feelings. I'm happy to do that. But if you're gonna like twist what I say when we come to an agreement in DMs, I will leak that because I think that that is incredibly bitch made. So you can see here that the lawyer says that anybody who lives in a house can record anything and it's illegal. And what this is citing is it's citing the Oregon law on two-party consent. And so two-party consent is the idea that if I get into a call with Miss Jasmine, both of us have to consent to the call being recorded if I want to record it. If not, the call is essentially illegal. I'm recording somebody without their consent. There are exceptions to this law, of course, like if somebody has a Ring doorbell camera, if you go out in public and there's a security system, there's not a reasonable expectation of privacy in public. And even if you have like a video monitoring system in your house, there is still an expectation of privacy in like a bathroom and a changing room, things like that. And so right off the bat, it says, you know, if you live in a house, you can record anything you want in that house, period. And that is immediately a little bullshit test that is totally not fucking true. If you record yourself committing a crime in a house, does it suddenly become inadmissible because you're legally allowed to record that in your home? No, it does not. That's not how that works at all. So immediate bullshit test. So you can see the number here. The number was not blurred out, okay? I Googled this number really quick. This number runs to a landline in California, and it has been pinged as spam. It has been pinged as a spam number. Additionally, 2 years ago on our scammers, this person posted about an interaction that they had with this phone number, and you can see in the screenshot the phone number. I'll show it to you here in a second. That this is a lawyer consultation fee, and so what a lawyer consultation service is I want to ask a lawyer a question about, I don't know, a speeding ticket. So I contract a legal consultant to say, hey, what are the lawyers in my area that specialize in this particular thing, speeding tickets? And then they'll ask you a couple of questions like, tell me about the specifics of your case, blah, blah, blah. And for a fee, I will refer you to a lawyer who specializes in speeding tickets. That's what a lawyer referral service is. This person is posting saying that they were charged. They talked to this number about a referral service, and then they were not referred. So you can see here that this person says, so this was a complete waste of time. Basically, you were just my therapist who listened to my problems. I thought this was a referral service. And the number says, I can give you a lawyer referral answer for your question. I cannot represent you personally. Thanks for trusting Just Answers, blah, 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 blah. And this is the same number here. And this is from the same, around the same time that Gilded Poo used the exact same number. So 2 years ago, we can determine that at the time that Gilded Poo used this number, this was a spam, like scam lawyer referral service. So obviously I posted that. And then obviously for anybody who's been paying attention with eyes to see that Sai and Lio Convoy have been wasting their lives arguing on Twitter back and forth. And then so this is where we are here. So you're a disingenuous cow. You know that Stanley Poo paid a lawyer to answer legal questions about this specific situation. If you took any effort to invest in your obsession with Lio and put it into an actual job, blah, blah, blah. And then Sai is like, this is a scam attorney line, essentially. And then Lio says it's not a scam, which is why Malcolm was a weasel in DMs with Vlad about it. So anyway, Sai, how do you feel about Barbie defending Kumo's rape joke? And then Sai goes on to say that it's a scam, it's a referral service, and Lio says, quote, it's a scam, she says, with a screenshot that don't say what you want them to. Thinking critically isn't your strong suit. There's a reason why Malcolm got weaselly with Vlad when he confronted him in DMs. So I'm not going to leak my entire conversation with Gilded Poo because that is not the kind of person that I am. I'm not a snake. I'm not a rat. I'm not a fucking weasel. But I will leak this relevant bit here because this is exactly the issue here. This is exactly the issue here. Okay, so I'm going to take a little screenshot of this. This is the only relevant part, and this is what I'm going to show. This is me being a weasel, you guys. This is me being a weasel. Apparently. Apparently, this is me being a weasel, but let's take a peek at this. And this is, again, I'm not going to leak all of my DMs because I don't think that that's appropriate at all. I think that that's wrong. But, I mean, in the spirit of Gilded Poo, like, playing tee-hee-hee with things that I say, which is fine, mind you, I don't care. I will exonerate myself. So this is from, what is this, 3 days ago? Gilded sent me this long-ass fucking effort post about this, and I said, you know, did you know that this was a scam number? And so we were going back and forth with this a little bit. So Gilded says, if you record someone abusing you and you immediately take it to the police, nothing about this conversation matters. I looked it up. Oregon makes specific exemptions for this specific scenario. You are literally suggesting that surveillance in this situation equals CP. I said, it does, but this is quite a long tangent away from my original point, and that this is a third-party recommendation service that has been documented as a scam service for several years now. And then in response to this exact fucking message, Gilded says, okay, I wasn't aware of that, which is the entire reason I said I was going to call a lawyer from that area. So if this is not a scam, why are we calling a lawyer to ask a question that's already been definitively asked by a lawyer? Gilded Poo quite literally says he agrees and acknowledges that, yes, this is a scam service. I did not know it at the time. And then I said, that's fine. That's why I asked. That's why I asked, did you know that this was a scam service? Were you aware that this was bullshit? That's why I asked. And then he says, at the time, I was hoping I was wrong. I was still in heavy drama. And I said, fair enough. And that's the last thing that we said to each other. So believe it or not, there was no weasel in DMs. Gilded quite literally concedes to me that he did not know that it was a scam line. And in the conversation that he and I had, he says, oh, but this was years ago. It might be a spam number now, but it wasn't years ago. And I cited to him 2 years ago where it was documented as a scam number, and people were talking about how it was a lawyer referral service that was taking people's money. So I don't mean to be, you know, a little evil whore or anything like that, but I'm very sorry. That's not actually what happened at all. So if you guys, to quote all of these fucking dipshits, apparently, because this is Lio's favorite phrase, I guess. If you want to come at me, come correct. Okay, we can play the fucking stupid gay one-liners all fucking day. I don't care. If that's me being a weasel, then squeak, squeak, whatever, dude. Like, literally, you are fucking stupid, Lio. You are fucking stupid. You are fucking stupid. And I pray to God that this is some fucking 5D chess move for Gilded to fuck over Lio once again. I hope that this is extreme gay ops. I hope that this is extreme gay ops number 7. Like, please, God. Like, you guys cannot be serious. You cannot be serious. It's driving me insane. And I'm, yeah, dude, I'm bored with the ACC shit. I'm bored with Lio. I'm bored with Gilded. I'm bored with the Psy and the fucking Lio draw. I'm bored with it. I'm bored with it. Like, say something real. Say anything new. Anything new. Anything. I'm tired of the same conversation. I'm very bored. I'm very bored. That's why my heart was filled with joy when I saw that KP posted a video earlier. My heart was filled with joy. You guys, my heart was full of joy. So that was pretty fucking awesome if you ask me. So. Also, just out of curiosity, I know that I do have some crossover with Queeman. I do know that I have some crossover with Queeman. Does anybody have connections with Pisco? Does anybody have connections with Pisco? Pisco and I are mutuals on Twitter, and I sent Pisco a message, but he hasn't gotten back to me. So if anybody has spoken with Pisco and would ask him to check his DMs, that would be very helpful, because I have a pretty interesting legal question to ask him. So if somebody could bang Pisco's line for me that actually talks to Pisco, that'd be cool. That'd be super awesome. That'd be super awesome. What's up, Ant? I hope that you're well. I heard that you compared me to Buck Angel. Just so you know, that's transphobia. Just so you know. I don't know if you're aware or not, but that's transphobic. You can't say that. You're not allowed. Yeah. It's the thing is like I take Gilded for what he is, and he's an old school internet troll. And if you don't, he doesn't take himself seriously, so you shouldn't take him seriously either. And that's pretty much the beginning and the end of it. So, I mean, he has been quite chill with me, so I don't mind matching that energy with him. He's been quite chill with me, and truth be told, like, I don't really have any, like, even the conversation that he had with Sai, it was like, I don't know what you want me to say to, like, oh, I don't care. I think it's hilarious and I'm going to do it again. I was like, okay. Cool, thanks for being real, I guess. And I'll continue to say that he's the realest out of all of these fucking nutless wastes of human beings. Because he's real and he owns it. He's like, yeah, I'm a fucking edgy troll and I don't care. Okay, cool. Fantastic. At least we know where we stand. We're not doing this like gay shit where it's like, I'm the savior of the raped and the molested, but I also harbor a community of pedophiles. It's like, they're all walking contradictions. At the very least, Gilded Poo is very real and upfront about what he is. And at the end of the day, he's a troll. And good on him for having the fucking nuts to actually say it. Good on him. Good on him. Good on him. The only problem with Jar's video is he goes over a lot of other drama that I'm not familiar with. Like, for example, Faghost, I'm not familiar with. There's another one in there that I'm not familiar with. So I don't know. I would be completely fucking useless with that video that Jar did, because I'm not familiar with a lot of these people. Like, I've heard that the Fagos thing was like a nothing burger, and then I've also heard that like the person that he's saying was not as bad as Fagos was actually like a super predator. So I just don't know enough about it. I just don't know enough. I feel like my commentary would be pretty useless because I don't know nearly enough about the ancient lore that Jar is citing to condemn Ponder's character. I don't know enough about it. But I'll watch it for you for your birthday. I'll do it for you for your birthday, I promise. Dude, always. We love blood sports here. Blood sports is my favorite, dude. I love blood sports. I mean, I don't, but like, the thing is like, it's a waste of a conversation. And that's what it comes down to me. If I, like, and I can listen to it, like, when he had his conversation with Aiden, it's like, he's constantly shifting the goalposts, and that's just like a boring waste of time. Because it's like, you can get him into a corner. You use every single one of his statements against him, where he is logically inconsistent unless he concedes your point, and you have him in that corner, and he goes, oh, well, I don't care anyway. Okay, then what do you do with it? It's just a colossal waste of time. It's a colossal fucking waste of time. It's not worth having the conversation. So I simply choose to save my peace, preserve my peace, and not have it. because it's a complete shit fuck waste of time to try to have those conversations with people that like aren't willing to have the conversation. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. He's been chill to me. I don't mind being chill in return. I don't really care that much. I don't want him on my server. I think that he says really fucking crazy shit. And I think it's actually fucking insane that he thinks that that he can concede a point to me and then say that I'm being a weasel. I think that's pretty interesting, but I mean, whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know shit about Faghost. I don't know anything about Faghost. I've heard the name in passing, but I don't know anything about Faghost themselves, so I'm completely useless and unhelpful in that regard, so. Completely useless in that regard, so. Sorry, guys, I cannot be of help in that department. I mean, I'm not homies with him. We just kind of, like, if I go to my DMs, like, without leaking anything, not to be gay, let's see what our conversation is here. Let's go. So, the first time that we talked, he asked if, Falgi said that I said that he was going to raid my server, and he asked if I said that, and I was like, no, I didn't say that. And then that was pretty much that conversation, and then, he sent me a screenshot and said, look, my community is starting to warm up to you. And I said, listen, I'm pretty cool. Some screenshots here. I asked a question about Rin and June. Like, I said, do you know anything about Rin and June? Like, are either of these people, you know, particularly interesting? Then he asked me about my thoughts on Queeman and kind of talked about commentary for a minute. And then... yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it's not like we're like, oh my god, what did you have for lunch today? I had chicken finger sandwiches. That's what I had for lunch. I had a little petite, you know, order of tapas. It's like, it's topically relevant, but I don't think anything of it because I don't consider like having, you know, conversations, like flicking conversations back and forth relatively quickly. I don't consider that to be anything indicative of like friendship or anything like that. Like, it's just a question about a drama or like, hey, have you heard about this? Like, I don't put a lot of stock into that, but I can understand why people would, could and would see otherwise. And that's completely fine. I can understand why people would see it that way. I just don't put stock into that personally. Yeah. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just work here. That's all I'm gonna say. I just fucking work here, bro. That's all. That is all. I just work here. That's all I got. That's all I got. I just work here. Yeah. All right. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, and others. It's true, me and your grandpa are best friends. Very true. We are best friends. I just wanted to stream this evening because I wanted to just get this over with. I'll probably stream again later this week, probably on Thursday, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I will stream again this week. I just don't know what day yet. I have the Leadhead video done. I'm going to upload that tomorrow, so you guys will have that. And then we will also have the KP segment relatively soon as well, because I'm probably just going to do that tonight just to get it over with. So, yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with me this evening. I appreciate it greatly. Actually been in the editing mind, so content coming soon. Content coming soon, guys. I appreciate everyone's patience with me as I refuse to edit any of my fucking segments, okay? I'm going to send you guys to Queeman. Thanks for hanging out with me. Short, quick, snappy stream. Just wanted to get it out there before KP deletes the video, so appreciate everybody's patience. Thanks for being generous, being so slay, being just, you know, the best mamacitas that God could ask for. I appreciate you all so much, okay? I really, really, truly mean that with my whole heart. You guys are all my parasocial best friends, okay? We're all best friends. Okay. Okay. I am going to let you guys go. Go hang out with Queeman. Have fun. Be safe. Everybody enjoy. Happy birthday, L. I will see you guys later this week. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss, XOXO. Gossip Girl.